Good morning. 7:30. I don't usually wake up this damn early. This kind of sucks. But just for the other comment about the logs, just because I'm getting started, here's what it looks like. You can pull up the graph, pull up your summary, your daily log. I write down 4 miles southeast of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And before that, I was same distance, just, you know, with the time in front of it. That's what it looks like for logs that you can pull up for DOT. But we just got done doing our pre-trip, so I gotta send this wonderful message in saying that I did it. Then we're gonna hit the road. I'm dogless. No more dogs. Left them all at the house. Gave Spike back to my neighbors for the night. Left Mel at home because with this next run, I really can't afford to stop and walk the dogs if I plan on coming back home. Right now, the way my load sits is we'll deliver this load tonight up in Green Bay. It's going to be a full day's run up there. And then we have a reload coming back down. It's going to go just east of Nashville. So if everything works out to plan, I'll be spending, not tomorrow.
You have 7 hours and 55 minutes of remaining drive time.
I'll be spending, put some air back in that seat, so that way I can grab everything. But if everything works out to plan, then I'll be home. Not tomorrow night, of course, or not tonight, but tomorrow night. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and hit this road. Stay tuned. We got a lot of questions to answer. Stay tuned. Alright. So look where we're at. Again, they're all washed up. Again, they're all nice and pretty and clean. I meant to hit the one by the house, but forgotten logged on. I was going to line 5 over to the truck stop, but messed up and ended up stopping over here halfway through. So getting her all washed up, getting some Rain-X put on her, get the motor all sprayed up just in case I do happen to go through an inspection. I got my grease fittings in that like to leak and collect dirt all over them, so figured wash it up, make it look good. Plus you're gonna have a nice shiny ride. But we're in Hobstop right now, Indiana. Spelled like H-A-U-B-T-S-T-O-P, some shit like that, I don't know. I used to get fuel here with my other company, right actually over that way. You probably won't be able to see it. But used to get fuel over there at the Pilot all the time. But I figured, well, I'm gonna stop right here at the Love's, grab me something to drink. Saw that there wasn't much of a line. I think we've been here all of like 30 minutes or so. So it's not too bad. But figure stop here, get the truck washed, and keep on rolling. So once we pull her out, we'll take her a quick walk around. Let's see how clean they can get it over here at Streak and Beacon. All right. Not too shabby of a job. Not too shabby. Let's check out those grease points over here. See how clean they got it. Well, they did the motor, but they didn't do the grease fittings like I was hoping. Oh well. They didn't even do the damn motor. I'm gonna have to go chew them up. But they got the rest of the truck. Not too bad looking. Nice to clean my fender. I gotta repaint this fender. Look at this shit. It's peeling like crazy. They got part of the fuel tank. They got most of it pretty good though. But shit, I'm gonna have to get on them about that motor wash. They're gonna refund me on that one because I'm not gonna wait back in line. But they didn't do it. But oh well. That's what you get for a blue beacon. Alright, we're over here at a parking spot now. Check it out. They did an alright job. This fender obviously I ain't gotta worry about. The other one I gotta repaint. But so far so clean. They did the truck pretty good. All my letters are still wet. Gotta dry those off. Even those stickers are wet for some reason. Windows are wet still, of course. But so far they did a decent job. Not too shabby. Can't be too picky. Especially when they rush through shit. What the hell is this? I don't remember seeing that mark before. This mark was there when I got the truck. I don't know what that one's from. Probably the same accident. Same rub mark. They did a pretty decent job. But damn, that fender looks like shit. I gotta repaint that one. Might do that here when I stop again. But yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna run in here, refill my mug, and hit the road. We got a long way to go still. Stay tuned. Alright. So here we are, leaving the Loves. Getting ready to face where we got this truck wash.
Drivers coming up 41, see what Kentucky Skill is doing down there.
I guess that guy can't read the sign where it says in big bold letters, "Do not enter." Wow, he's a dumbass. Wonder if he's gonna realize what he did here in a minute.
Turn left at 500 feet.
Or is he gonna keep rolling that way? I think he realized what he's doing. Not sure yet. But anyways, how do you charge somebody for a wash? I mean, I know nobody's perfect, don't get me wrong. And I could understand it to a certain point. But how do you charge somebody for a wash and then ask them immediately, like right there afterwards, do you want to check out the motor after we get it done? And you tell them yes. How do they instantly forget to do the motor when the hood's already popped up? When I first pulled into the bay, first thing they did was open up my hood. And then somehow in the process of walking back out, they were done. Now granted, you know, they already had the hood closed by the time I walked out there. I should have probably asked, you know, should have probably popped open the hood while I was sitting in the bay before I even pulled the truck out. That would have helped save some of this time. But needless to say, they gave me a voucher, pretty much, that's good for any other Blue Beacon to go get a free motor wash. The only problem is I hardly ever like stopping. I had to move that mic. I don't like stopping because there's a lot of Blue Beacons that have lines like way out the ass, and it just takes them what seems like it takes forever to get something finally done. But I'm gonna have to find a new place for this cord to get wrapped around, or give me some more slack. Probably just need some more slack. But making that left turn kind of sucked. It pulled my, couldn't really turn with my arm without hitting the cord. But hopefully you guys won't hear the whistling. I was just watching some of my videos, and I realized that when I have the window down, because I'm smoking obviously, you guys can hear somewhat of like a whistle sound. So I'll try to keep that in mind And remember that that you guys will be hearing that. Right lane is closed, dumbass. Can you not read the sign? Or see that big old flashing yellow orange thing? There you go. Pay attention, people. Pay attention. This is why you need to look well in advance. But shit, now I forgot what I was fucking talking about. Well, anyways, let's change it up. We are 508 miles away from our consignee, and there was a couple questions that were asked. Papa Joe asked me, I had to write these down while I was stopped. Papa Joe, which is one of my subscribers that tends to video, comment a lot, which I love. Thank you, Papa Joe. I love your support. You share a lot of my videos. Thank you. You asked if Knight sends the lease purchase operators trip plans, like where to get fuel and stuff, or do they leave it all up to you? They leave it up to you in a way. They do still send out. They do send out the fuel plans, the load plans, the route planning of which way you should, damn it, my damn glasses. But I have to grab those later. Hopefully we'll hit it. There's gonna be a couple red lights up here, so hopefully we'll be able to stop at one of them. But they send you the route plan and the fuel plan, just like if you were a company driver. A lot of those, the owner-operator department and that, they will tell you to follow that. Do I follow it? Hell no. They are running it off of a basis as far as, in the computer. Supposedly they say that it's where the cheapest fuel is and stuff like that. But they've had me get fuel at a truck stop before when I was a company driver, obviously, where right across the street or right down the road there was another Pilot or whatever that was cheaper. Granted, they might have had a bigger discount or whatever, but then again, they're I just kicked my sunglasses. Didn't mean to. They send you that as far as it's all computer generated. They don't know. I mean, when you get emptied out, when you send your empty call, they ask you how much fuel you have, and you put it in there. So that way it'll try to say, okay, well, for this next load, you're going to need to get fuel here, but only put on, so many gallons here, then drive over here, and then fill it up or whatever. Obviously, a lot of them are, fill up at the terminals. I will not and have not, or I should say I have not and will not fuel at a terminal. I don't get anything from it. No points, no nothing. So I mean, you're just paying for fuel, and it's still, you're paying practically the same price that you're paying at a truck stop. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes they are cheaper, but I've never had good luck with their fuel. When I was a company driver, granted, I have yet to use company fuel in my own truck yet since I purchased it. Which, congratulations to me. Yesterday was my officially 1 year mark. I thought it was in May for some reason. I don't know what kept telling me May, but Facebook popped up with a message saying 1 year ago you posted this, and it was a picture of my truck that I was picking up from the Dallas yard. So I was like, yeah, cool, my 1 year mark, it's official. But I have yet, let me stop at this red light. Oh shit. they fail, but I can't reach them, so it'll have to wait until I pull over and stop. Would have been perfect timing for that red light though. At least I got another set of sunglasses up there on the dash, or up on my visor, I mean, just in case the sun gets too bright. But yeah, I mean, route planning wise, you know, to me, it's kind of pointless because they're not the ones paying for the fuel anymore, it's me. If I find a mom and pop shop, you know, fuel stop that I want to fuel at, I'll do that. Versus, you know, they might tell me to go to a TA or Pilot or Love's, or granted, most of the time the company wants you to fill up at Pilots, but then the next biggest thing is the Love's, and then once every blue moon you'll find a TA that they actually want you to fill at. But not a big fan of the TAs, not a big fan of the Petros. I like their restaurants and that's about it. Everything in the store is high priced, or higher than, you know, Pilots and Love's. They can be the same exact item and they're higher priced. Not by much, but just by a little bit, you know. And then, you know, like, for instance, what was I thinking of? Like their fast food joints. You can go into a TA and find a Taco Bell, and I can order, whenever I go to Taco Bell, I always order the 5-layer burritos. You can go to any Taco Bell and those are like $1 or something. You go to a TA, they're like $2 and some change. So it's like, why even bother, you know? Aha, I found them. They were underneath my seat. Easy enough to grab too. I didn't have to worry about doing nothing but unbuckling my seatbelt just to bend over and get it. But you know, they're always higher priced, so I try to avoid them. Their fuel is higher priced by, you know, a penny or two from compared to Love's and Pilot. But I mean, you know, that's how it is. I mean, so they do, I know I'm rambling here, sorry. They do give us the route plans. They do give us the fuel route, you know, the fuel stop planning. Do I use it? No. Do I have to use it? No. If you're a company driver, do you have to use it? Technically. The reason why I say technically is because they give it to you because that's where your fuel card will work. There's some tricks to it, you know. People have found out that if you're within a couple miles of that truck stop that you're supposed to get fuel at, your card works at any truck stop. So people change up fuel stops. They're starting to catch on to that and limit it down a little bit more. But route planning wise, there was a lot of times I've never followed their route. I've always trusted my own gut, went my own way according to the GPS. You know, I verified my routes and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't set up to the fastest way. There's the setup to the shortest way, so it's going to cut through all these backwoods and all that kind of stuff because they don't want to pay the higher pay. Granted, I might go 20 miles out of route by taking a highway, but I'm going to save a lot more time because I can maintain a certain speed. I'm not going through these little towns, you know, dropping down to 45, dropping down to 35, and then back up, and then dropping back down a couple miles down the road again. I'm sitting there maintaining a certain speed for a certain amount of distance. So I mean, route planning wise, I did that. And then if you ever run into the problem, you just call up your dispatcher and tell them, hey, you know, I need to change my fuel stops from this truck stop to something over here because I went a different way because I didn't want to go through the backwoods. You know, it's faster going this way than the way you sent me. And they'll change it. I never had an issue with them not wanting to change it. So I mean, you know, for those of you company drivers out there that work for night that watch my videos, you know, it's really easy to change your fuel stop. You just call up your dispatch and tell them, hey, instead of going this way, I went this way. I need to fuel stop. You know, obviously look ahead and see where you want to get fuel. You're going to need to know the truck stop name, obviously, and then the city that it's in. And they'll pull it up and they'll change your fuel route. But then by them doing that, they also change your routing. So you actually might get paid for an extra mile or two. Or if it comes up in their system that it's actually shorter, you might get screwed a little bit more. But, you know, that's just the joys of it, you know. They pay zip code to zip code. Which hurts more than it gains to the driver 90% of the time. There is a couple times that that you'll benefit off of it a little bit, but 90% of the time you might be getting paid, say, 100 miles, and you might actually have to run like 120 miles, 130 miles. There's usually like a 10% difference there. The longer the runs, I've noticed the farther the gap. When you get a couple, you know, 1,500 mile runs, you might be almost 100 miles off. Which that really sucks, you know. As a company driver, that could be, you know, 30, 40 bucks, you know. So that adds up and that kind of sucks. But, you know, it happens. You got to deal with it. There's times like I was in El Paso at our yard. Our yard is over there by mile marker 49. They sent me a load to pick up over in New Mexico. And this is when I was an owner-operator. And according to them, I was running empty, but they were only going to pay me 16 miles. Yes, you heard me right, 16, 1-6, to go from El Paso into New Mexico, right there, right along the Mexican border. Now, from the Texas-New Mexico line, yeah, it's about 16 miles. But because they do zip code to zip code, and our terminal's like at the way deep inside of El Paso, I got 50 miles just before I even hit the damn border. So I lost 50 miles on that 16-mile trip. Needless to say, I called up and bitched about that one. Because I told him, I was like, you know, this is just ridiculous right here. There can be a point, I can understand a certain amount, but if you're going to only pay me 16 miles, and it's like 60 some odd miles away, you're full of shit. There ain't no fucking way. Not unless you're paying me a little bit extra. Give me 20, 30 bucks extra, you know. And they do it, you know, they're good about that. Where it's like, I've delivered on the north side of Cincinnati before. Well, then my next pickup is down there in Hebron, Kentucky. Which technically, if you think about it, if you're on the south side of Cincinnati, you're about 10 miles away from Hebron. But no, when you're on the north side, you're like 40 miles away. Once again, you call up, you bitch about it, and they give you a little bit extra pay, as long as they're, you know, allowed to. Most of the time, they're allowed to. They can give you an extra pay of 15 bucks, you know, 20 bucks. Just tell them, you know, hey, this shit ain't right, you know. Figure out, you know, get your numbers correct first. Tell them, you know, okay, you guys are supposedly paying me, you know, 15, say, actually for that one there, I know it was like 10 miles. So you guys are going to pay me 10 miles at, let's say, company driver's pay of 35 cents a mile. So without using a calculator, that's what, $3.50 you're going to pay me to go there? When actually it's like 40 miles? At 35 cents a mile, I don't know what that would be. Probably about 10 bucks or so. Easy, you know. You just gotta argue with them a little bit, you know. You gotta put your foot down, but get your numbers set straight up first. You know your numbers. Tell them, hey, you guys are paying me this much, I'm gonna make this much, but technically I gotta physically drive this far because this zip code to zip code shit is bullshit. So I'm losing out on, you know, this much money. Can you help me out and shoot me a little extra pay? And leave it up to them of saying how much, you know. Most DMs, if you're real cool with your DM, they'll shoot you at least half of what you're missing. And that's all you gotta explain to them. You know, hey, I don't mind, I know there's gonna be a loss here. There always is. Shoot me half of what I'm actually supposed to make. Not, you know, a couple pennies to the dollar of what I'm actually supposed to make. You know, that extra $5-10, that shit adds up. Adds up real quick. That's extra tax money. That's extra, you know, that's an extra pack of cigarettes. That's an extra dinner. You know, lunch, breakfast, whatever. Step up, guys. You know, fight for the shit that you need and that you want. They'll give it to you. You just gotta fight for it a little bit. Because obviously, damn, if I can find the gear, they're gonna want to save the company money and make the company profit. So you might have to fight a little bit harder to get, you know, an extra $5-10 out of it. But if you tell them, you know, hey, I'm not gonna take this load unless you do this. 9 times out of 10, you'll get that extra $5 that you want. You know, that extra $10 that you want. Because it's gonna cost them more in the long run to have that load sit there and wait, or wait on another driver to go get it. You know, now unless there's another driver right there in that immediate area, then you might as well just say screw it and take it, because that might be the only load at that point in time, and you're gonna complain about $10. So I mean, it's a give and take. You gotta look at your scenarios. But then we had another question from, let's see, I believe it was Mark Smith that says this. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Mark Smith. Sorry, I had to find it on my notes. But just curious, what truck stop do you hit up the most and why? Do you have a preference? TA, Petro, Loves, Pilot, you know, stuff like that. And told me to stay safe out there. Well, Mark, I appreciate you telling me to stay safe. I always try to. You know, you can only do so much as much as you know your body can allow you. Wow, my truck did not like that one. Didn't want to shift because we were cruising down the hill. Okay, my truck stop preference choice, preference choice, if I can talk, is for food wise. All right, damn. You'll go ahead and get some Panda Express while I'm here. Stop to get a drink. Stop for a half-an-hour break. And we're over here at the last oasis around Chicago. We're only a couple miles from the border of Wisconsin and Illinois. We're on 294, sitting at the last oasis right now. I actually got lucky to find a parking spot as I was pulling through. One guy was leaving. Made it perfect. That way I didn't have to park illegally, like some of these guys like to do, just park along the curb. But yes, we're gonna get some food and then waste this half-an-hour break, because I only got 2 hours left before I have to take one anyways, and we still got like 3 hours before we'll get there, so I'm gonna definitely need my half-an-hour break. But we're gonna go ahead and do this and get some Chinese food, and plus let some of this traffic die down, because I don't want to keep hitting traffic or we ain't gonna make it. Especially through Milwaukee. Milwaukee traffic sucks. And I'm just hoping I'm not screwing myself by giving it a half an hour and being right at 5 o'clock when I try to roll through there. Hopefully it'll kind of die down a little bit, but we'll find out. So stay tuned, we're gonna go get some food. Why, oh why does this always fucking happen? I wash the truck and I get most of the day through and it rains. Doesn't that just fucking suck every time? Every time. I mean, shit. They can't do nothing right. But well, I was talking with Papa Joe a little bit ago. I didn't know I was that close to you either there, Papa Joe. One of these days, you know, once you start feeling better, you know, I wish you all the best of luck. You know, that's definitely a big procedure to go through. Well, yeah, if and so. And yes, you're right. That's the things about getting old. It kind of sucks. I just hope that, you know, hopefully that when I get that age, or when I get up there, I hope I don't have any major health issues like that. But, you know, it's bound to happen. So the best of luck with your recovery. At least everything went smoothly so far, it seems like. Obviously therapy's good there though, Papa Joe. As long as that therapist is hot, you know, that'll help it definitely move along, right? But anyways, guys, we're 26 miles away from where we're delivering. I got an hour and 22 minutes left to drive and 14 minutes to get there, or I mean 32 minutes to get there according to my navigation. So, and technically I'm supposed to be there by 9 o'clock, which is 8 o'clock now, or I should say 3 minutes to 8 o'clock. So we'll be a little bit early. We are currently running 70 just to make sure I'm there early, because I'd rather be early like always than late. I hate being late. Plus that way I'm hoping that if I'm there early enough and I knock off enough time off my clock, I could maybe save enough time to drive to my next location, or at least get a good way into that area, so that way I can pick up the load hopefully first thing. I gotta double check the time of when it picks up, but I'm hoping that I can pick it up first thing and then roll on back down to the house and spend another night at the house for the night. But I got some bad news for you guys. I kind of wish I didn't go home yesterday. I mean, I love visiting my family, but me and my neighbors, we were all sitting at my kitchen table just shooting the shit, you know, while I was editing up yesterday's video. And Spike and Mel were, I guess you can kind of say, playing around. Mel's not a big player, and Spike, he wants to play and try to dominate Mel, and of course Mel gets aggravated with them and starts nipping at him every now and then. Growls more than anything, and then after he gets tired of it, it's funny, Mel will just sit there and growl and growl and growl and growl and growl, move away, bark a couple times. But then I guess Spike just took it to that next level last night, and every time Spike tried anything, Mel was just on top of him, just damn near trying to bite him, like, get the fuck off me type, you know, I've told you enough, leave me alone. Now some of you might think, oh, it's wrong, I shouldn't let, you know, Spike keep doing that. But the way I figure it, you know, if they're out in the wild, Spike's gonna learn one way or another, you know. Needless to say, after all the times that Mel was barking at him and growling at him and even turning to try to nip at him, he got him once, not really hard, just a quick nip, you know, barely got him. And Spike actually stopped for a little bit. He stopped for about 5-10 minutes maybe, and then he was back at it again. You know, it seemed like every 30 seconds he was out there. Mel would growl or bark at him. 30 seconds later, up, here comes Spike back again, trying to mount him again. But while we were all just sitting there shooting the shit, Spike ended up getting a hold of one of those roach motels. Yes, I hate it. I have roaches at my house. Thank God they're not really bad infested. We only see them, you know, we see probably 1 or 2 a day. You know, we're constantly spraying and you know, changing out hotels and, you know, those little roach motels and that. That's the only bad thing about living in an apartment complex. You know, you just, sometimes you got to deal with it. You know, I've bombed my house I don't know how many different times, and I'm just fed up with it, and I'm not moving in anytime soon. I'm not moving until I get an actual house. So I told the wife, you know, we'll just deal with it. We'll keep doing as much as we can possibly do. You know, we're not overly ran with them, which is good. They're under control, I guess you can say. We're not, you know, we see them, we kill them, done and said. You know, we're constantly cleaning up, trying to get rid of them. It's what it is. It's one of my neighbors, not Spike's owners, but I think it's my other neighbors or something that's helping contribute. I don't know. I can't, you know, I don't know. I don't know how bad they might have them. That's the only thing I can think of, because Spike's owners, they don't have any. They said they see them once every great while, and then, you know, it's hard to say. I thought that was a night driver driving ahead on top of me. Guess not. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. Well, Spike ended up getting one of those roach motels. He did a couple good chomps on it and took off running out the door. My neighbor chased him down, got it back from him. Looking at the hotel, it looked like he punctured it a couple times, but it didn't look like he actually got anything, you know, that could have been affecting. He wasn't showing any signs right away, wasn't coughing, wasn't, you know, wasn't throwing up or anything like that. He was still playful, still eating and all that. Well, today he's not doing too good. He's lounging around, hardly eating, hardly drinking. They're force feeding him water and that, making him eat bread to hopefully suck up the poison, because they don't have the money to take him to the vet. And as much as I like him, I'm sorry, I can't fork out that kind of money to take him to a vet. You know, so, you know, I'm hoping Spike will pull through. I haven't got an update yet, but they were going to call the vets and see if there's any kind of home remedies, you know, for when that kind of stuff happens. What can you do to make a dog kind of throw up to, you know, get rid of that poison? Or, you know, like I told him, just keep feeding him bread, so that way the bread will soak it up, hopefully, and he'll shit it out or whatever, you know. Hopefully it'll clear. Hopefully he didn't get enough. Hopefully he's just gonna be, you know, hopefully, it's bad to hope it. Damn, that's a nice little sunset over there. Wish I could show you. Actually, we might be turning enough to where you can see it. Hopefully, if anything, you know, hopefully he doesn't die from it. I'm hoping, if anything, his body will naturally get rid of the toxins. Hopefully he didn't ingest enough of it to do any major damage. Hopefully it's just like getting the bug for him. You know, he's just feeling like complete shit right now. And in a day or so, hopefully he'll be better. I'm hoping. I kind of feel guilty about it because it did happen in my house. Granted, none of us were really watching him at the time. Him and Mel were going both back and forth. And it happened to be that it was right underneath my stove. But it wasn't far enough under there to where he couldn't get to it. He obviously he was able to get to it. So me and my wife both are kind of feeling bad about that. But I'm just hoping, you know, hoping for the best. But if you guys have ever had that issue, or know of anybody that's ever had that issue, I know by the time I post this video, it'll be too late probably to respond. But leave your comments down there if you've ever had a problem with a dog getting poisoned by, you know, roach poison or ant poison or spider poison or God forbid rat poison. I know that shit's crazy. That'll dehydrate you badly. And so far he seems fine health-wise, you know, other than just lounging around and not drinking water or eating food. Or he wasn't eating dog food. He would eat other food, but just not his dog food. But if you guys have ever had that issue and you guys did a home remedy or the vets told you to do something, you know, I was talking with my parents and my father said that, you know, when kids get a hold of poison, they tell you to mix yellow mustard and water together and drink it because it'll make you throw it up. So I don't know if, you know, if there's something like that for dogs. Let me know in the comments, so that way, if, you know, depending on what they try, if he's still, you know, doing okay tomorrow, we can try that to help it even, you know, farther. So definitely, if you've had that issue, you know, throw that comment down in there, and we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping for the best. But I'm gonna let you go for right now because we got 16 more miles to go, 4 miles till we get off this highway, and I gotta start watching and paying attention. More than I am, of course, already. Don't get me wrong, I'm still paying attention, obviously. But gotta pay attention to the exits and shit like that. But until later, Pretty good. Alrighty. There's more light over there, so we'll walk over there. Look at the cool green lights. Look at them lights. They're gonna fade away here in a minute. Oh, no, they're gone. Well, I just had one of those complete feelings that slap me upside the head and say, hey, you're a dumb fuck. You don't know how to read. Let's actually walk over here. We'll read the sign together. And that way you can see what I did wrong and why I jumped to conclusions. Never jump to conclusions, I guess. That's what you gotta do. I got over here. As you can tell, it looks like it's dead. There ain't no single cars. The lights are off. I'm thinking, great, nobody's here. I walk over here with my paperwork. When I first got here, I parked right on the other side of those trucks right there. Walk up the stairs and see this wonderful sign right here. Shipping and receiving office hours, Monday through Friday, 7 to 1800. And then I saw the police call this number for assistance. But I forgot to read from 1800 to 2300. Dumbass. I swear. Finish reading before you jump to conclusions. So I get pissed off. I'm like, fuck, now I'm screwed. Now I'm not going to get home again. You know, just fucking pissed. And I go over here, I park next to the other trucks going, fuck. Now I'm stuck here because it says by appointment only. I read that part. Must have an appointment. I'm like, fuck, I got an appointment. But it's after the closing time. So I'm sitting in the truck over here. Damn, that truck looks kind of shiny over here. It's reflecting off the lights. Looks pretty clean. But that's something to be proud of, right? But anyways, we fucking, I'm going to go ahead and make a couple trips walking around over here. Get some exercise. But we jumped to conclusions. We parked over here. Sat in the truck. Made a whole video for Facebook. Posted it on Facebook. One of our council members, one of the guys that helps run the group, he messaged on there to call me. Of course, this is already after I figured it out. Or I should literally figured it out. Because I was sitting over there in the truck going, fuck. Posted the picture. You know, it's like, what the hell? Not the picture, sorry. Posted the video. Well, I didn't text it all out. That would have sucked. But posted it. Got some comments. As we walk down here, you'll see where I was sitting. But hopefully this video ain't gonna be too long. I'm just gonna share getting my exercise with me. It's always good to walk around. It's a nice day out here. It's only like 65 degrees. Figured, might as well walk around and get some exercise. Do something useful. You know. But right over here, I was parked in between those two trucks over there, if you can see them. I know this camera zooms out way out far, plus it's kind of dark out here. But it's parked probably about 100 feet over there to the right. And as you can see, this door, you can see part of the door open. So I stood over there like a dumbass for a while, waiting and waiting and waiting for somebody to drive by so I can yell at them. Because I saw people inside the warehouse. Because I was parked right there in that empty hole. And so we're waiting there and waiting there. Well, I keep hearing a forklift right over here. I was like, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna go see if that door's open. Well, there's no damn handle on that door. Well, I heard the guy drive into the trailer. It's like, alright. I walked around to the other side of the trailer, knocked on the trailer, pulled the foam up out of the bottom of the trailer in between the doors. Thank God it wasn't backed up tight enough. Yelled down and said, hey, I got a 9 o'clock appointment. You guys say you're closed at 8 or 6. Where do I check in? How do I check in? He goes, you gotta go down there and call the number. So yeah, okay. Well then, I get down there, or as I'm walking down there, That's when I get the response of the other guy. So I give him a call. And we talk for a minute. So yeah, I go walk all the way down to the end of the warehouse, call this fucking number, find out what's going on. So I get over there, look at the number, I give it a call. So yeah, I'm Jonathan from Knight Transportation, yada yada yada. Supposed to have a 9 o'clock appointment. And he goes, yeah. He goes, give me just a second. I said, all right. So he puts me on hold for a minute. I mean, I can still hear all the noise in the background, you know, not really hold, but just pulls the phone away from his head. And we get over there. And then he says, all right, well, back it into door 4, you know, slide your tandems all the way to the back and put your paperwork in the back of the trailer. When we get done with you, you'll see the light turn green again. They said, then pull back forward and then your paperwork will be there in the back of the trailer. I was like, all right, cool. That works for me. I used to deliver to a place up here in Wisconsin that used to do the same way. No, I picked up in Wisconsin, delivered to Hebron, Kentucky with the other company I worked for. And that's how they were. They were, you back in. I'd back in before they even showed up for work. Back into the dock, put the paperwork in the back. They just say they wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, driving that fucking forklift in the docks or into the back of the trailer, bouncing all around, waking me up and shit. But it was a good wake-up call, you know. I was definitely awake. There was one time I almost slept through. She was already halfway done with the trailer by the time I finally fucking woke up. I was dead tired, boy. Dead tired. But that's how I am. I'm a heavy sleeper. But I was watching another guy's video. Not to change the subject or nothing, but he's got that sleep apnea. I don't think I have it, but I'm going to do a test. I'm going to do the same test that he did. He took his GoPro and recorded him sleeping. He said for the first 20 minutes of his sleep, it was like a horror film. You know, he wasn't fully waking up, but he was waking up in his sleep, choking because he couldn't breathe. Pretty much, for those of you that don't know, sleep apnea, my brother has it. Me, I don't think it's really as legit as they say it is. I have my own opinions on that, but pretty much sleep apnea is where you're sleeping and you stop breathing in your sleep. Now, Snyder, like I said when I was parked right next to you, why the fuck are you idling? Why? It's 65 degrees outside and you're fucking idling. He's not a lease driver though, he's a company driver. I can see it. Waste that company's money. Not the thing to do. That takes money from your pocket, you know, bonuses and shit. Makes you look good if you don't idle as much. But anyways, pretty much sleep apnea is that's maybe he has sleep apnea. Maybe he's got to run the truck to keep his inverter going. But what it is when you wake up in your sleep, or actually not wake up in your sleep, your body tends to wake up in a way because you stop breathing. So you're just you know, fucking choking on air, or choking for air, I should say, when you're sleeping. You don't fully wake up, you won't remember that you're doing it. Hence the reason why I said I'm gonna film myself just like the other guy did. That way I know, because me, I think if you lose the weight, I don't have a big neck as it is. I got a double chin, got a big gut, but I don't have a fat neck, and that's what always killed me when I was in the military, getting the tape measurements. That's why I got out, you know, got out because I was a big boy. And hell, back then to me, I was small. I was only weighing 175 pounds. I'm weighing 260 now. So I got damn near 100 pounds on me from what I was then. And back then, I looked, to me, I was happy, you know. I grew up most of my life weighing 220 pounds. Comfortable at 220. Then I lost the weight in the Army, went down to 170. And the whole time I was in the Army, I bounced from 170 to 180, back down to 170. You know, I'd fluctuate. If I tried to lose weight, I would gain weight. If I did nothing at all, I would fluctuate. Makes no damn sense to me at all. But, you know, to me, sleep apnea, if you're a bigger dude, because if you think about it, the only people that you hear with sleep apnea, I could be wrong. Hey, I think they might actually be unloading me now. But the light was still green. Find out when we make this little trip over here. But, what's it called? Fuck, now I'm kind of curious. No, they're doing a container next to me. My truck wasn't bouncing around. I've never seen I won't say skinny, I'll just say a smaller male, because I don't know how many female have, you know, sleep apnea. Granted, men can do it, women can get it too, obviously. But to me, I see more bigger guys with it that always complain about it. Now, the guy that I was talking about that recorded himself, he loves his CPAP machine. He says he's never slept that good in the last 30 some odd years. So, would it be harmful for me to get it? It's just the expense of it, if I happen to have it. Find out here coming up soon. I gotta redo my medical physical here in by October. My 2-year card's up at that point. Oh, who's calling me now? Oh. Patrick, if you're still watching my videos, you just fucking interrupted me. I'll call you back in a minute. You'll find that out. But, you know, with me being a bigger dude, I have a smaller neck, so that should benefit to my favor for as far as the CPAP goes. Oh, look, there's a couple cars here. But it didn't look like it before. But, what was I gonna say? When you're bigger, you know, when you're sleeping, your neck kind of closes off your airwaves. I'm guessing that's how they consider sleep apnea. I could be wrong, but that's what, you know, that's what I'm thinking. But anyways, so I'm hoping because I've heard that machine is expensive, and I don't want to spend the money on it. Granted, it's a tax write-off. I got enough tax write-offs this year. Had enough maintenance problems this year. You know, $4 and $5 grand worth. And I got another $3,500 coming up pretty soon when I finally decide to do the kingpins and the spring hangers. Make it stop popping when I make those turns. And then I got to get the alignment done. So far my tires aren't wearing uneven anymore. I guess it was just that one. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. This is gonna end the vlog for the day. I'm gonna be pretty much out of time when they get done with it here. Yeah, he's doing a container next to me. Well, it sounds like he's almost done with them. They should be almost done with me pretty quick. I'm probably gonna line 5 over to the Walmart. That's like not too far away once they get done, because I'm out of time. When I just backed into the dock, I only had like 5 minutes left. Actually, let me check something out first. But anyways, we'll probably head over there. You'll find out exactly where I head out and end up in the morning. So with that all being said, I'm gonna make a couple more trips around here while they unload me. Be safe, guys. Keep that shiny side up. That side up right there like that. Make sure it sits like that on the highway. Yeah, don't want to be like this. If you're like this, you got some serious problems. No matter if you're in a car or truck or bus or motorhome or whatever. You want to stay like that. When you go that way, uh-oh. Anyways, be safe, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I'm in a 4G area, being up here in Green Bay. I'm gonna enjoy it. I gotta go do some shopping. Gotta buy me some more Green Bay gear. Probably gonna get me a sweatshirt because I need a light sweatshirt for in the truck. So probably get me a sweatshirt, maybe a couple cheesehead hats, you know. Who knows? we'll see what we find. That's all we can do. See what we find. But till tomorrow, guys. Be safe. Like, share, and subscribe. Or subscribe if you're new to the channel and you like this. That's just me ranting on about doing bullshit days. And as you can tell from this part of the video, even I too fuck up from time to time. So be safe, guys. I can't say that enough. Be safe. You know, be safe, be safe, be safe. Oh, I got a red light. That means they're about to unload me. I might be able to make one more trip around. So we'll see you in the morning, guys. Like, share, you know, definitely share the video. And for you new people, feel free to subscribe and tune in daily for daily vlogs while I'm out here on the road.